Hello,
Yes.
everyone, and welcome to our weekly Sutta Study class again. A very special warm welcome also to our Dhamma friends from around the world. The class today, as always, will be led by Bhante Sumita of Dhamma USA. Without further ado, I'd like to invite Bhante now to start the class.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Honor to him, the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened One. My utmost respect to the perfectly enlightened Samma Sambuddha and the noble doctrine of the Buddha and the noble Mahasangha, the disciples of the Buddha. Hello everyone, welcome to our Sutta Study Series, and here we are going to start with another session with Majjhima Nikaya number 8. This is Sallekha Sutta. So in Sallekha Sutta we were discussing about the initial part, and that is about the jhanas and samapatis. Today we are going to start a very important defilements that we have to avoid. 44 things that we have to avoid. So with that, I'm going to start the Sallekha Sutta. And over here we have the Buddha is discussing with the Chunda. Idhako panavo chunda sallekho karaniyo pare vihinsaka bhavisanti mayamitha avihinsaka bhavisamati sallekho karaniyo. Now number one here about the effacement that should be practiced by those practitioners. Number one is avihinsaka. Avihinsaka bhavisanti. You know, hinsati or hinsa is violence. So avihinsa means non-violence. Avihinsaka means we should not be cruel, we should not be violent to anyone. That is about the okay. So avihinsaka, others will be cruel, we shall not be cruel here. Effacement should be practiced thus. Pare vihinsaka bhavisanti. The other people, pare means others. Vihinsaka means they can be violent or they can be cruel. Bhavisanti will be. Mayang, we, etha here, avihinsaka bhavisama, iti will not be violent or will be non-violent or not cruel. And iti sallekho karaniyo, to be practiced or should be done. A sallekha should be done and effacement should be practiced. And number two, pare panatipata pati bhavisanti mayamitta panatipata pativirata bhavisamati salleko karaniyo. Number 2, others will kill living beings. Pare, others, panati pati bhavisanti. They can be um, also, this is like vihinsaka means actually kind of mental cruelty, but when it comes to panatipati, this is definitely physical action. So physical killing, action of killing or hurting. Panatipati bhavisanti. And mayang itta panatipata pativirata bhavisama iti salleko karaniyo. Here we should make some effort. We should make an effacement that we will avoid, we will skip, or we will abstain from killing living beings. Panatipata pativirata. Pativirati means to avoid. Pare adinnadayi bhavisanti mayang et adinnadana pativirato hoti. The other people will be, stealing or robbing, taking things not given. Adinnadayi means, adinna means not given. Adai means taking. So taking things not given. So the other people will do like that. Mayang et adinnadana pativirata bhavisamati salleko karaniyo. But we have to make a vow, we have to make an effacement here that we should avoid, we should abstain from taking things not given. I just want to mention this one here. Like these few precepts are pretty much related to our first few precepts, like even in the five precepts. So avihinsaka is practicing metta, and panatipata is definitely to do something with the physical action. So we have to get rid of, we have to abstain from killing living beings. We have to practice loving kindness. We have to practice metta. And in the second one, so we actually respect others' life in that way. And in the second one, pare adinnadai bhavisanti means we do not take things that are not given to us. That's completely getting rid of the stealing or robbing, or not taking things that given, which is not given to you. I remember like in the for the bhikkhus, upasampada monks, when you offer something, you always have to offer it to his or her hand right away, because if you don't give it to their hand, they will not be even encouraged to take it by themselves. For example, let's say you go for a dana, and you offer things on the table, and if you do not offer it to the monk, if you do not serve the monk the food, he might not even take the food, because there are some monks who do not want to take even the food that is already on the table. They wouldn't take it, fearing that a minor precept even will be broken. So they are very concerned about that. And so that is why always, whenever there is a dana, sangha dana, for example, you always offer to the hand of the monk or to the bowl of the monk. And that way they don't break the sila. So they are really concerned about that. One story is there. One time a monk was practicing in the jungle, and then he was also very concerned about his sila, his vinaya. And then a gang of robbers came on the way, and they were passing by, and they saw this monk, there. And then they thought this monk might, pass the news to the government or the security, so we should tie him. So they were trying to find find something, a rope or something to tie him, but they couldn't find anything. They found only a very weak kind of creeper, what we call rasakinda, a medicinal um, creeper, which is very easy to break. It's not strong. They didn't have any other option, so they tied the monk with the rasak in the creeper, and then they left. The monk could have easily, broken himself free from that shackle, but he didn't do it. He didn't do it because he was worried about his sila. And so a passerby came to him and um, actually broke free. And another monk, there are some monks like Pavatta Palabogi, when they practice in the jungle, they say like they do not want to accept anything if it is not offered or something. Like the if you sit under a tree, whatever fall within your range, you will have it, and otherwise not, something like that. So adinadana is a very serious precept that is practiced by the monks, and it's really a way of respecting others property. And for a layperson, it's very important to be honest and sincere, not to take, not to steal others property, and that way your property will also be secured. Just as you respect others life, your life will be respected by others. Even the animals, if you respect others, animals will also respect you. They will also feel that energy, feel that loving kindness in you when you do that, and your life will be saved eventually. Similarly, you respect others' property, and your property will also be ensured in a way. The next one is Pare Abrahmachari Bhavisanti Mayang et Brahmachari Bhavisanti ti Sallekho Karniyo. Others will be uncelibate, abrahmachari. So Brahma is, the creator God kind of, but this also means like noble. So Chari is the one who behaves, who has a noble conduct. And here it is practicing celibacy. And especially in the Theravada tradition, the Buddhist monks practice celibacy. And in certain Mahayana traditions, also they have celibacy. And in our lay society, once in a while, just like a full moon day, they also practice celibacy. I think like uh, once once in a while, it is very good to do something like that, kind of getting rid of fulfilling the nekama paramita in a way, like how to let it go, how to go to the spiritual path eventually. So once in a while you practice, and on the full moon day when you observe 8 precepts, you also practice brahmachari. So you become a brahmachari. And so when the others do not do that, and it should not discourage you from not doing it. You should be more determined. You should make more effort. And so your aditthana paramita, your virya paramita should be more stronger. Your self-confidence should be more stronger in doing so. So it's very, very important again. In this way, I just want to say, like in the first precept, we respect others' life. Second precept, we respect others' property. And in the third precept, you respect others' family life. So you, as a layperson, your family life will be respected that way. And when you are into this celibacy, This one is really important. We already know like how important it is, the power of the karma. Karma is asava, and karma is is an ogre. So it's a very strong ogre, a very strong wave, just like a tsunami, a flood, can which can be kind of immeasurable power, and in such intense power is there. And when you are dominated by karma, you will easily be swept away. You can't really do much about that. So in this mundane world, worldly beings, it's really difficult to get rid of it. So it's only by constant practice that you swim um, a- against the current. When you practice brahmachari, you actually swim against the current. It's really difficult. But it's not impossible, and it is constant practice that you keep doing it, and it is easier for you to go upward in the spiritual path. So far so good. Do you have any question? Okay, just let me know. Okay, if you have also in the chat, in the YouTube, or in the what do you call Zoom, if you find any question, please do let me know. All right, next one is pare musavadi bhavisanti mayang etta musavada pativirata bhavisamati sallekho karaniyo. So musavad means telling lies. So false speech. Here again, even if other people tell lies, you have to be very strong in your conviction. You have to be very confident in your sila. You are not going to tell lie no matter what. So it's really, really important. And what happened here? Okay, thank you, Alex. I can see your comment. All right. So, what happens here when you tell lies? You actually um, lose confidence in yourself, and also in you make others lose confidence in you, and your sincerity will be really important. And maybe you can cheat others by telling lies, by practicing force speech temporarily, but you can do this drama forever, because one day or the other these people will come to know about your false speech, your fraudulence. One time there was one guy, a cowherd, a young boy. He was taking care of the cows, and he used to tell, like lies sometimes, like a joke, not really. He make fun of it. One time he wanted to make fun, and he just pretended that there was a tiger attack on his cow herd. So he made such a hullabaloo. He screamed so loud, and the entire village people, they were coming, carrying some weapons and all, to take care of the cows. He said the tiger is attacking, tiger attack, tiger attack, and everyone in the village came running to their rescue. And then he after seeing those people coming, he was laughing at them, and he was really making fun of them, and the people were really upset about that, and then they left away. And then the following day, actually, it really happened to him. A real tiger came to him, and that time he was again screaming. And then what happened? Nobody believed him. They thought, "Oh, okay, this guy is telling the same thing, doing the same drama. We should not care about him." And what happened? He was killed by the lion. like by the tiger. So telling lies is just a simple story, you know. People start losing confidence in you. People do not believe in your word. And when that happens to you, it's very difficult. You can be cunning, you will have some ulterior motives in trying to manipulate them, but eventually you will be the one to suffer at the hand of the society. So be truthful. When you are truthful, when you are sincere, when you are honest, that really really helps a lot of people and also yourself. And it is said the Buddha, the Bodhisattva, in during his Bodhisattva time, he has never ever told a lie. And during his entire paramita, it's really a very unique feature added to the Buddha. It is said his mouth was emanating or radiating fragrance, just like a lotus flower. And when we were kids, I remember like our parents, our grandparents also used to say, "Don't tell lies; your mouth will stink." And I think it's also a very very like very strong, direct, very clear cut message that is given to the child right away. So we are kind of scared to tell the lies. So what happens, like there are certain cases like you maybe you don't want to tell the truth, so in that case maybe the best way is to practice noble silence. Maybe practicing noble silence is better than telling lies. So it's really important that we do not tell lies. We practice this, Satchavadi or truthful practice. So even if the other people tell lies, you don't have to follow them. You should rather be truthful no matter what. And then the other one is pare pisuna vacha bhavisanti mayametta pisunaya vachaya pativirata bhavisamati salleko karniyo. When the others speak maliciously about you or about others, there are a lot of people in our society. They do not like, when the other people are happy. So when you see some good friends, you don't like it, and then what happens? It is really hurting them. So they feel jealous of them, and they try to break that beautiful friendship between them. So they what they use is malicious speech. So try to break that beautiful relationship between them. It is said even in the Angulimala's story, Angulimala was called Ahinsaka before. He was an innocent boy. He was very good. He was a smart boy in the class, and some of his classmates they didn't like him because he was also like teacher's favorite. And so what happened, they didn't like it, and they told some malicious speech against Ahinsaka with the teacher. And then teacher started losing that confidence in Angulimala, Ahinsaka, eventually making him Angulimala. So it's really unfortunate things like that happen. So when you do that, you will be the repercussion will come back to you anyway in your samsara as a very powerful bad karma. But you have to really make sure that you do not engage in such things. And it is just like practicing mudita, sympathetic joy. When the others are happier, you also share it, you also receive it, and you also enjoy their beautiful friendship or relationship, and just be happy about that. And that way your heart and mind can be much more pure in our day-to-day life, especially in our worldly life. We need to know that we also should make some effort. This can be like habits with some people. It can become a habit. Jealousy can be a habit. All these bad telling lies can be a habit. So we have to really be careful about that. If you know it, if you recognize it, if you identify it, there is an opportunity for you to come out of that. The next one is pare parusavacha bhavisanti mayamita parusaya vachaya pativirata bhavisamati salleko karaniyo. When the others speak harsh words, you should not do the same. You should avoid, you should abstain from harsh speech. Parusa means a rough and tough word, and which can hurt other people. So this is again like maybe you are angry, or maybe you are jealous, maybe you don't like other people, whatever. It's definitely dominated by the dosa or ill will or hatred, and so you want to hurt other people. You use some malicious word, you use some like harsh words to hurt other people. And you know the power of the metta, power of loving kindness against this harsh speech can be two contrasting opposites. And so it's very important that we become more kind hearted, we become more compassionate to others, and we should never hurt other people. And even if you are very angry, maybe you should never hurt other people, because when you use like harsh speech against other people, maybe their heart will be broken, and maybe they will also try to take revenge upon you, and maybe they will also do something tit for tat. So it's really dangerous in a way. And the other thing is, if you even if you are angry, and if the other person may be using harsh speech against you, if you practice that patience kanti, if you practice that loving kindness towards that person, that will be so much better. And that is the kind of effacement that we should practice. So all these sealers, actually, imagine, assume that it is happening to you, and you are not going to actually break the sealer that way. So it's really important. And the other one is pare sampapalapi bhavisanti mayametta sampapalapa pativirata bhavisamiti salleko karaniyo. So when the other people use sampapalapa, like gossip, or what do you call, unwanted words, or like meaningless talk, or whatever, this is something really really can happen to many people. When you are as social beings, you know, you get together with others. So in Buddha's advice to the monks, he always really advised the monks, if you don't have anything to speak, anything to discuss about the Dhamma, if you don't have something like that, just get rid of them. I mean, talking, just keep quiet, or practice noble silence. And also there are something called 32 um, 32 speeches that you should avoid. And it is said Rajakatha about the politics, Chorakatha about those robbers, or something like that. And there are many unwanted speeches that the practitioners should be very careful about, and they should not engage in such things. And I think um, this, let me check if I can find it. Okay, maybe next time I'll let you know about that. um, Okay, so sampapalapa is something that can happen to many of us. So Musavada, Pisunavacha, Parusavacha, and Sampapalapa are the fourfold wrong actions with our word. So verbal action. So we have to be really careful about that. And so practicing noble silence can be a really a good way to cope up with this. If you don't say anything, of course you will not break this sila, right? Anyway, but it is hard because when you are with the people, you want to talk, and you don't know like which one that can be broken. It can be musavada, it can be pisunapavacha, it can be parusavacha, or it can be sampapalapa when you start talking. So it's more challenging to keep track of your words. It's very difficult, but it is the practice that can make you more mindful about your speech. Pare abhijjato bhavisanti, abhijjalu bhavisanti, maimetta anabhijjalu bhavisamati, salleko karaniyo. When the other people think like covetousness, that means you actually desire for other people's stuff. Let's say like somebody is desiring for something precious to you, but even then you should not do the same. This is the practice here. Sallekha is this, effacement is this. Even if other people do that, you should not do that. You should do the right thing and not the wrong thing. Even if so many people do that way, you should still practice more confident, be strong, and make sure you are still be in the you are still in the right track. So anabhijjalu, abhijja means strong desire for other people's stuff. So you have to be anabhijjalu. And pare vyapanna chitta bhavisanti, mayametta abhyapanna chitta chitta bhavisamati, salleko karaniyo. So others will have ill will, anger. It will be without, we will be without ill will here. Even if other people are angry with you, you should be very careful not to be angry with anyone. So the anger is another big issue actually in our society, and if you work on this, that will be really helpful to yourself and also your beautiful relationship with your family and your co-workers and everyone in the society. So anger management is a real deal that we are discussing today, especially in this busy lifestyles people have. And many people get angry very easily. They lose their temper with the parents, and they lose their temper with the children, and then the family members and friends, relatives, neighbors, co-workers, and your supervisors, and it can happen. So it's really important that we are mindful about our inner peace. If you are working with that, I think that way you can do something about it. That way you can really make some progress and not to get angry. Okay. And okay, I think the other, so far we can see like Panatipata, Dinnadana, then Abrahmachari, and then we also have Musavada and all these things, and they are definitely part of our um, kind of Atta Sila, right? And then yes, and then for also we have what we call 10 unwholesome actions or dasa akusala kamma. They are all related to each other, we can see. And also three sense doors, like the body and the mouth and the mind, three sense doors that we generate a lot of wholesome or unwholesome activities. All the wholesome or unwholesome activities can happen, or the karma that we can generate through these sense doors only. So it is very important that we practice restraint, practice sila with this. That way we can do something more about that. I think with that, maybe we can stop for a while. If you have any question, maybe we can discuss more about that. Over to you, Monica.
Hmm. Hi, does anyone have any questions? No? Okay. I actually have one quick one, Bante, if you don't mind. I find that there's a conflict between traditional practices and and the modern world or Western world. For example, not taking what is not given. It's not just theft, right? So for a monastic, actually have to place the item or the food in his hand, so he doesn't have to reach out for it and take it. Um, do you find that Westerners are not so amenable to that kind of practice? For example, I've seen a lunch buffet where the monastics would help themselves to the food. I'll be interested in your views on that.
You see, these are all, we also have to be practical. Sometimes in traditional Buddhist countries, there are a lot of people who are knowledgeable about the practice of the monks. But if you come to the Western countries, you can always practice all these things. It's really challenging. It's either you will fail or you will be more and more stressed about that. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why, like, the Buddha was so kind of flexible about many things. You have to be mindful about your sila for sure, but there are certain things that you should not go to such extremes. Like for example, in your survival case, um, you
Mm-hmm.
have to select, okay, which one to do. I know, like, you can select maybe death against the survival if you like. um, that's that's up to you. But with all good intention, and also if you have a kappiya with you, it is
Mm-hmm.
possible. Otherwise, it is not easy for the monks. And for the lay people also, you can do it all the time, right? Like, if you are not given, how can you survive? So for the lay people also, actually, once a month, if you go to the temple, practice uposatha, people will offer you the food, people will serve you, you don't accept if without them being offering. That is there. So in this case, we have to be in the Western society. I think you have buffets, or you have more options, so you can, I think even in Asia right now we have those things and coming
Yeah.
up. And the tradition is also changing. Things are changing because the change is the only thing that doesn't change. Everything else changes. So we know
Mm-hmm.
it is impermanent, we know things are changing, so we have to also accept and adjust to the situations accordingly in some ways. Otherwise you can really survive. But when it is there, you do the right thing, don't do the wrong things. Like, maybe, like, when you do something that is harmful to yourself and that is harmful to others, I think that is what the Buddha say you have to be careful about. If something, when you do, it is harmful to you, then you should not do it. And if it is harmful to others, then also you should not do it. So do those things, and I think you have to measure with the Dhamma. There is some Dhamma that comes to your rescue all the time when you have some problem. Yeah, that is
Mm.
that is there.
Mm.
Did that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you, Bante. So being adaptable, flexible, using common sense,
Yeah,
and using the Dhamma as your guide. Yeah,
yeah. Dhamma should be our guidance, right? When the Buddha
yeah.
said, Dhamma will be our teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think there is another message from Dulani. There's a
Mm-hmm.
saying that if you commit sins, karma will always come after you, whether it may be in this life or the next. Yeah, the
Yeah.
karma, the karma you are responsible for your own karma, your own actions. That's why kamma
Mm.
yoni, kamma bandhu, kamma dayadu, kamma patisarano, yang kammang karisami kalyanang ma papakang ma tassa dayadu bhavisamiti. So you are inherited with your own karma. So it's in a way, Buddhist teaching of karma gives you an opportunity to practice responsibly, because if you do something wrong, you are the one to face the music.
Mm.
So you really have to be careful about that. And even if you do something bad karma or good karma secretly, it will still come to you.
Yeah.
So there is no
Yeah.
no escape from that. And
Mm.
that is why the arahanta person or the Buddha, it is said like they don't even do the bad karma even in secret.
Mm.
So it's
Private.
really really important. These are kind of hard things, but it doesn't come to you overnight, but you keep doing it. And those beautiful practices, will always be there as your guidelines. It's really good. Yeah, and there's
Mm.
another message here. This sutta is very similar to the five precepts that we
Mm-hmm.
follow and respect daily. Yes, five precepts are really kind of the epitome of maybe these practices 44, but there are more. But even if you
Mm.
practice those five precepts, practicing five precepts seriously, sincerely, can really, really make our life much more meaningful and much more shining all the time. And that is why people observe five precepts all the time. Every day, when you offer, like, do the salutation to the Buddha Vandana, evening, morning, you observe five precepts, because you don't know, maybe you might break the sila, or for the lay people, or you also have the opportunity to refresh again. If you break sila, oh, I told a lie. So you observe sila again, but for the so you break only that sila. The lay people break only that sila. But if a samanera monk or samaneri, the novice monks and nuns, if they do it, they observe 10 sila. So all the 10 silas will be broken. It is like
Oh.
the chain, it is
Mm.
like the chain. So when you tap on one chain link, the
Mm.
entire chain will be kind of reverberated. So
Mm-hmm.
that action will break your all the 10 sealers. That's why they have to observe 10 precepts every week. So also you make commitment, you make a vow, you make effacement that I'm not going to break this sila this week. That is the novice monks and nuns practice. And for the lay people, like if you observe eight precepts, you observe eight precepts in the morning, so you make sure till evening or whatever the following day or maybe, you make sure that you do not break them. So you have to make some effort, determination, virya. These are paramitas. These are commitments that you just don't do it for the sake of it. Even if it is in Pali,
Mm-hmm.
it's very important you also know the meaning of it. Just don't say in Pali if you don't know the meaning. Maybe it doesn't make much sense. So it's important that you know the meaning when you do it. So it's important. And when it comes to the Upasampada monks and nuns, It's even more harder. Like for lay people, 5%. For the Samaniri, 10%. But for the Upasampada monks, it is 227 rules. And for the Upasampada nuns, even more, 311 rules. So a lot of um, um, code of conduct they have to follow. So that's why their lifestyle, is different. That's why they have more commitment. That's why lay people respect them, because they practice sila, which is hard. At no cost, at any cost, what they practice in this world, they can see whatever happens in the world, right? And they also
Mm,
still wear the robe and practice, which is really commendable job. So we have to appreciate them, we have to encourage them, we have to help support them continue their good journey, and also we take their example and try to practice ourselves. Maybe as lay people, you have your family life, you have your mundane jobs and all that stuff. And then once in a while, take a break from that busy life schedule, that rat race, cutthroat competition. Come out of that for a break, and so do it. So in our Buddhist calendar, we have full moon day practice once a month, and some people also like forenoon, half noon, full moon. So they actually practice once a week. That practice also there in our ancient traditional practice. So
mm,
once in a while you do it, it becomes your habitual karma. It is called achina karma, and it becomes a part of your wonderful sansaric habits, and it can those sansaric habits can go to your next life as well. And if you practice sila, it will be helpful for your samadhi, and if you practice samadhi, it will be helpful for you to realize the panya, the wisdom. So yeah, that's it.
mm.
I think
Okay, shall
maybe.
we?
Yeah, I think because we are going to start a new section, maybe so we can stop here today, and
Okay,
hopefully we can start next time again.
okay. Well, thank you very much, Bante, for your teachings today. Very useful for us and useful reminders of how we should practice and how we should live our daily lives. Um, I would now like to invite Bante to share merits and invoke blessings for all of us. Thank you, Bante, and over to you.
Thank you everyone for joining us today, and hope you it was helpful to all of you. And let us again be more determined, and in this trying time, testing time, that the world is affected with so many difficult, challenging situations. Yes, we are actually trying to make, understand our own mistakes in our life. Only if you accept your fault, you have an opportunity to come out of it. And if not, there is no chance for you to get out of this difficulty, the miserable samsara, because you don't want to. You justify your mistakes. Okay, I did this because of him or her, always trying to put the blame on the others and not accepting your own fault. And rather, if we accept, oh, this is my fault, then there is an opening for you. You can rectify your mistakes, and no matter what other people do or say, you do the right thing, and you practice the right way. You are in the right path, and that way you have the better chance to be a better person. So hopefully today's this wonderful sutta was very helpful to all of us to do good practice as better practitioners. And with that, we conclude today. Thank you everyone for joining us, and wish you all the very best of health and long life and happiness. And also the blessings of the Noble Triple Gem be with you. May the Noble Dhamma always guide you and beacon of light unto you always, shining star to you in in dispelling the darkness of ignorance. And may all the noble Kalyanamitta friends be with you, and so that you can be, whenever you are out of the track, you can be guided back to the right path. May all of us be blessed by the Noble Triple Gem. May all of you and your loved ones, near and dear ones, be well, happy, healthy, and safe wherever you are. And may all the sentient beings, including all devas, brahmas in the higher realms, and also the other celestial, other sentient beings in the lower realm, and all animals, all sentient beings, men and women, humans and non-humans, may all of them be well, happy, and healthy. May all of us be able to achieve the supreme bliss of Nibbana, the absolute peace and happiness at the end of our samsara. With that, we conclude with a short chanting to invoke blessings upon all of you. Sabbitiyo vivajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavattvantarayo sukhe digayuko bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkhantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada suddhi bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang Rakkhantu sabba devata sabba dhammanubhavena sada suddhi bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkhantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada suddhi bhavantu te. Sadhu,
Sadhu,
sadhu.
sadhu.
Sadhu,
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 sadhu.
sadhu.
Thank you, Bante. Thank you, everyone. See you next
Thank
week.
you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Monica.
Thank